My favorite Christmas memory is I think I was 10 or 11 years old, and I got the greatest Christmas gift ever. And it was one of those ones where there's no more gifts. And then they bring in the big one. So I was like, oh my goodness, there's absolutely no way. I had no idea what it was. But I'm a big nerd at heart. I'm a true hipster nerd. I was a nerd before all the other nerds. No, I'm just kidding. I was a big 90s Spider-Man guy, and I just loved, I had every action figure. Every action figure, actually, legit. There was this Daily Bugle Spider-Man setup. It was literally the full Daily Bugle, and there was like a thing that Spider-Man would attach to and then climb the whole Daily Bugle, and then there was like this whole slime thing where you could slime all of your action figures. It was huge. The box was like this. Like, it was huge! The fish was this big. Like, the box was huge, and it was amazing. And that is my favorite Christmas memory.
So, my Christmas morning is the same every year, ever since I have been born. Before we would open up any presents, two things had to happen. First, we would open up our stockings. Had little chocolates and socks, maybe some toothbrushes or something like that, or like a magazine, you know, that kind of stuff. The second thing that would happen is we would all have breakfast together, and we would make a nice, big, fancy pants breakfast. We used to always have crepes. We haven't had crepes lately because our crepe maker broke. It sucks. And only after that, then we would open up presents, but we wouldn't just kind of start tearing them through. We would go youngest to oldest would give out the presents. So Heather would give everybody her presents, and then I'd give everybody my presents. Sarah, my oldest sister, would hand out all her presents, open them up, and then my parents would do all the presents and stuff. So I remember a number of years ago, my little sister Heather actually got sick. It was either on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, and we were supposed to be going to my grandparents where my whole family was gathering. And we couldn't because Heather just threw up, and it was so random, and then all of a sudden she felt really, really sick. So me and Sarah were really, really upset, and I guess Heather was too because she wanted to go, but you know, we were just like, which is stupid to think, but we were mad at her for being sick, which is dumb now that I think about it.
This isn't my favorite Christmas memory, but my only, like, oh, what sticks out in my head with Christmas memories? Well, I remember one year I was younger, I was still in the age where presents were kind of important, and I remember not getting much and being like, what the heck, this is the worst Christmas ever. I was very young, I was probably like 9 or 10 years old. That was definitely not my favorite Christmas ever, but I remember it. I remember one year, me and my family, you know, aunts and uncles, cousins, grandma, we all went down to Florida for like a Christmas break kind of vacation. So we kind of celebrated Christmas at one of the houses we rented in Florida, and we went to like Universal and stuff, and that was awesome. That was a fantastic Christmas memory.
Probably the most memorable Christmas was Christmas of 2008. I grew up in Brockville, Ontario, which is kind of by Kingston, and so, but I live in London with my wife, and so on 2008, Christmas 2008, Brittany and we woke up super early in London and drove the 5-hour drive to Brockville so we could spend Christmas Day with her parents and with her family. And so we were driving along, and we were going through Toronto at around 7 in the morning, and Christmas Day, and we hit some black ice, and we spun out, and I was driving my mom's car, and we just crashed into a median on the 401, and the airbags went off. And the craziest experience in my life, I was just like, holy, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die here. This is it, Christmas morning. And thankfully we were both okay, but that was probably the most, you know, one of the more memorable Christmas mornings that we've ever had, is you know, destroying my mom's car in Toronto on the way to see Britt's family up in Brockville. My favorite actual Christmas memory would probably be shortly after Christmas of 2009. It was December the 27th, so once again we were in Brockville and we were hanging out, and I was like, you know what, let's go up to Ottawa, because Ottawa is about an hour and a bit away from Brockville. So I was like, let's go up to Ottawa, spend the day, chill out, just me and Britt. And so we went to Ottawa, spent the day, walked around the Parliament buildings, spent some time downtown, saw the sights and stuff. And Ottawa's a beautiful city. I love Ottawa so much. And so we were on our way back. And for those of you who don't know, Brockville is located right on the St. Lawrence River. So when we got back to Brockville, I was like, hey, let's go for a walk, you know, kind of along the water. And we got some Starbucks, and it was really, really cold, and there was no one else on the water. It was just us kind of walking down this pier. And so we got to the end, there's this lighthouse, and there were these roses there. And I was like, oh, what's up with these roses? These roses are kind of crazy. And Brit's just like, oh, yeah, I wonder what they are, too. So then I looked, and I was just like, oh, there's a note on it. I gave the note to Brit, and on the note, it was written, will you marry me? And I had gotten Brit's younger sister Ainsley to set up some flowers and stuff beforehand and to kind of get it all set up. And so then it was, will you marry me? I gave it to Brit and got down on one knee, and I proposed to my wife just a couple days after Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Jesus is the reason for the season. Merry Christmas, y'all, and y'all a good night.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys have an amazing day with your friends, with your family. Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Peace.
Nothing can compare with the Spider-Man Daily Bugle.